All of a sudden, Allan Caidic came down on an ankle, sprained his ankle. He's been out for 10 days.
Ramos against Aquino for the opening tap, and the tallest player to wear a Hawkeye uniform, Antonio Ramos, wins it for Iowa. This will be a well-rested Philippine national team. This is their first of an 8-game tour. And so Tom Davis is hoping for a good test. He should get it today from this professional unit of players from the Professional Basketball Association in the Philippines. Quickness by Oliver to take the rebound away, and then the pass is intercepted by Meneses. There's Abarrientos. You talked about him before the ball game, Mac. He can make a lot of things happen.
He's an excellent point guard. That's why the Charlotte Hornets are interested in him. And this Philippine team is a quality all-star team, and Ramos gets his first block as a Hawkeye.
That's what he's done well in preseason practice. Does it well in his first game opportunity, and Henderson is blocked from behind by Aquino. Abarrientos runs the baseline for the Philippine national team.
This will be a well-coached team. They've been together a number of months. It's not your typical all-star team coming from some other country that we've seen in the past.
Really is a direct contract. Usually they get together about 3 weeks, try to pull players together. This team's been together the better part of 3 months. And Abarrientos hits from the top of the circle for the game's first points. A 3 for the Philippines.
And understand the Philippine team is used to playing the three-point international line. That's back at another 8 inches or so. So they will pull up sooner than the Iowa team is used to seeing most players shoot the three.
Lursman is fouled as he starts his move. Abarrientos on the foul for the Philippines.
I think it's really interesting when you look at the Iowa lineup, the perimeter players, Lursman, McCausland, and Oliver, they're like the Smurf brothers out there. 2 of them barely at that 6-foot level, Kent just over it. And the 2 inside players are freshmen. A sub right away, Henderson out, Rod Thompson in, another freshman. So your inside people are all been freshmen with the first 3 players.
Thompson, number 25, one of the 2 highly recruited Galesburg, Illinois products. Lursman travels on the walk. The officials today, Marty Junius, Charles Funk, and Darrell Lamps. Tom Davis in his 13th and final season on the bench for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And for the Philippines, Tim Cohn is their head coach, a native of the USA, born in Oregon.
And Iowa is man-to-man.
Aquino takes Ramos in deep, and Ramos is going to be tested by the pivot men for the Philippines. Aquino is 6'11". They come off the bench with Feihl at 7'1". Oliver trying to chase down the rebound off the foot of Dean Oliver, and the ball goes to the Philippine national team.
Dean Oliver has been quick to the ball twice, not being able quite to catch it. You see Ramos, footwork, not very good, needs to be a little lower. Man took him, Aquino, right to the basket.
Good look inside, and the turnaround banked off the glass by Alvin Patrimonio, 4-time Philippine Basketball Association MVP. So a quick lead for the visitors.
Basketball team at this point, like the football team, struggling to find some points.
In the corner, Lursman looking for 3, got it.
And that's what the 3-guard offense can do, create some mismatches. And the 3-guard offense worked very well in England. They did a great job against a much bigger English pro teams over there. Got good penetration, and these 3 guards shot about 45% between them from 3-point line. And of course over there, that was the international line.
Aquino got caught on the shorter man. Lursman missed the fadeaway, and the Hawkeyes have the rebound. McCausland for 3. Beauty.
And a good look by Dean Oliver. Dean Oliver at the shoot-around was kidding Kent. He says, I want 7 assists. I'm going to give it to you 7 times, get 7 threes.
So the Philippines with the first 7, the Hawkeyes with the next 6, and Iowa down by 1 at 7-6. Game 2.5 minutes old.
In the black and gold shootout, Iowa played good man-to-man defense, switching man-to-man, created some problems.
With the rebound, Rod Thompson, he's come in off the bench and picked up 2 early rebounds. Oliver, the jump shot a little bit short, and with the rebound is Alvin Patrimonio.
Dean looks a little tired out there right now.
Lursman tries to save and does. And so the Iowa Hawkeyes down at 1.7-0, now down 7-6, bring it ahead.
See the veterans trying to get it inside and maybe back outside.
Underneath, Ramos on the miss, Thompson on the recovery. Ramos chips to keep it alive.
That's what Ramos can do. He's 7'2". He stands flat-footed a lot, but he can still reach over people and be able to tip the ball.
He's a good story. Born in Spain in the North Basque area. Spent his last 2 years of school in Minneapolis as an exchange student.
And the Hawkeyes being able to score from the outside, getting a couple quick threes. Luersman from the corner.
And so the Hawkeyes in the Philippines locked up in a tight one early. It's the Philippines by 1. We're already playing basketball, and the Philippines with a 1-point lead. To get to the inside of your favorite Big Ten basketball team, go online at www.big10.org for all the conference news from around the Big Ten.
And new people in the lineup, Jacob Jakes, Guy Rucker, and Kyle Galloway.
Kyle Galloway with a bad back may not see a lot of action. In fact, Tom Davis picks him only to play in the first half once he gets the back loose and then doesn't want to take a chance of re-injuring. So we probably will see Galloway with a pretty good stretch and then not for a while.
It's almost like a pitch count for a baseball pitcher. Expect 10 minutes and that'll be it.
Oliver on the penetration. Rucker can't finish. And it is out of bounds off the Hawkeye.
He can't finish because of that thumb being taped right there. You just have to get that shot down. Guy has got to complete it, but he has got that right thumb taped pretty heavily, and it just came off that thumb, as you see Oliver with the penetration and then the putback.
We talked earlier about his penetration ability. Have to make some decisions and doing some. McCausland tries to save, steps out of bounds in trying to do so, and so the Philippine national team gets the ball back. Again, when you see the Philippine national team, you're seeing a team of professional athletes. They are very well paid. They are the NBA of their country, the PBA, in fact, and that's the second oldest professional league outside the United States.
Some historian figured that one out. I'm not sure how they figured out they were the second oldest, but that's okay.
The Philippine lineup, number 6, Dennis Espino.
Dennis Espino, a 6'8" forward, comes into the lineup for the Philippines. He wears number 7.
Tell you, when you've got 6 new faces, and we'll call them the Iowa six-pack right now, I'll tell you, it is hard to get a lot of consistency. You're going to see some inconsistent play out of not only the new players, but the veterans, because the veterans aren't sure what the newcomers are going to do.
Patrimonio trying to break down Rucker, and the rebound taken by Galloway. And early, the Hawkeyes are hitting the boards well. Something Tom Davis, of course, has been a big advocate of, and in fact, he's determined 2 of his starters today by the way they've gone to the boards, and those were the freshmen who got in the lineup, Ramos and Henderson.
Again, you saw Guy Rucker not be able to hang on with that ball because of the thumb.
Jakes with an interior pass to Galloway. Now Jakes has trouble in his triple team and loses.
And it's because he put the ball on the floor. Jakes a very good outside shooter. Jacob has to be ready to shoot that ball rather than try and do some penetration things. That's his shot right there.
Duremdes on the board for the Philippines, who now lead by 3 at 9-6.
I'll let Jake shoot that three-pointer anytime he wants. But he needs a little confidence with it. It's a new level rather than playing at Marshalltown Junior College.
There's Jakes from Iowa, from Cedar Rapids, Jefferson. Started his career at the University of South Dakota and last year at Marshalltown. And Jakes fighting for the turnaround of his own shot. Now Galloway draws the foul. Kyle Galloway, very aggressive on the baseline. Tom Davis got a lot of new people to work with this year.
Yeah, he does, and he talks about that six-pack. The new kids play better in practice, and then he said, gee, when we put them in front of a few thousand people at the black and gold shootout, they became inconsistent. Right there you saw Jakes probably trying to rush things, trying to hurry, trying to show that he can do some good things, take a little time, get some balance, and power it up through the defender's arms. You rush, you get in trouble.
The young man at the free throw line last year, the most present surprise on the ball club.
No question, and he played 3 different positions. He played an off guard, he played the 3 position where he's playing more now, and then at one point he was playing the power forward due to injuries. Oh, that time Rucker, good aggressive move, got in quick. Good, just not able to tip the ball in. That was a quick move for Guy, a lot quicker than last year.
A turnover by the Philippines. The Hawkeyes get it down by 2. Iowa has not led in this ball game after falling down early 7-0. Tom Davis excited about these 6 new players, and after all, this is by some people's standards a top 20 recruiting class.
Yeah, it's probably better than a top 20, especially when you consider 6 people, all qualified, all quality players, and you look at the balance. 2 from a runner-up team in Illinois, 2 from a junior college, and then Duez Henderson, a state championship team. Great opportunity. Oh, no call.
The penetration and the basket by Duremdes. And it is now an 11-7 lead for the Philippines.
And right now, Iowa, all of their last 7 attempts. Got to be patient. That's the shot right there. Some people said it was Jakes. He prefers Jacob Jakes. He says otherwise it was just going to be Jake squared.
You're right. He hits a 3, and you mentioned his long-range ability, pulling Iowa back to within 1. The pull-up won't go by Espino, and the rebound by Jakes.
That's what Jakes does. Physical, comes after the ball. He and probably Rod Thompson have the best nose for the ball. They're probably the 2 most physical players. Get in for Guy.
Rucker shoved as he got the ball in the low post. Marlou Aquino on the foul, and that will be his 2nd.
Yeah, Guy Rucker probably is between 30 and 35 pounds lighter than last year. In fact, had a little trouble keeping his drawers up in the black and gold shootout. I think he was wearing last year's pants. Now they got him to fit.
Seems appropriate, Mac, to point out this particular week the Guy Rucker went to John Glenn High School.
And Mr. Glenn having quite an experience.
Yes, he is.
I'm not sure I'd want to do that. How about you?
Oh, I don't know. I think probably not. Into the lineup is E.J. Feihl, a big 7'1", 285-pound pivot for the Philippines. He takes the place of Aquino, who picked up his 2nd foul a moment ago. Rucker does not get the roll on that free throw, and so the Hawkeyes still down by 1. Iowa free throw shooting early in this game, not very impressive, just 1 out of 4.
And Tom Davis will be coaching and teaching a lot in this game. Looking at different lineups, different combinations.
Remember the days when you'd start practice October 15th and have about 4 weeks before your exhibition game?
Yeah, I'll tell you, the players love it. You know, just a couple weeks of practice and a little boredom, rather than having that full month. They get to play, and they go 1 more week, play next Sunday, play the Sunday after that.
Oliver with a chance at a 3-point play.
And that's where Dean has really matured with confidence. Last year when he did the drive, he would come in and he's not sure if he should finish, not sure if he should kick out, not sure if he should pull up. This time the drive, hack across the arm, and gets the finish. Again, he looks, a little hesitation, sees the gap, and the kiss.
Dean Oliver says one of the things he's really worked on this year is his shooting. Last year, a 37% field goal shooter, 76% from the line. Not bad for a lot of people. Dean felt he should be in the 80s.
Well, he should as a free throw shooter. He's going to go to the line a lot. He was a very good shooter in high school. A lot of it, again, was being patient and resting yourself. A lot of times when you come in, you don't rest yourself at the college level before you go to the line. Step away, make the official wait for you to come to the line.
Jun Limpot with the basketball. He came in at the last dead ball. Jacob Jakes trying to defend him. Now help from Oliver. The Hawkeyes come up with the turnover.
Great double team, quick double team.
Lursman goes in deep. Now put back by Rucker won't go. And the rebound taken down by Feihl, the 7'1" performer from the Philippines.
Guy has been in position, just has not finished. Needs to get a couple of those to keep the confidence and get it up there.
Kenneth Duremdes has his 3rd bucket for the Philippines, and they lead it by 1. But the Hawkeyes come back to regain the lead.
That's a rangefinder, Joey Range. Open look.
Range, the 6'5" freshman out of Galesburg. You're going to hear a lot about him. Very promising talent.
Very unselfish, but really learning the system. Struggles sometimes with set plays. It's just going to take him a while.
And we have a timeout. It comes with 11:05 left to play in the first half. Joey Range making his mark very early in his Hawkeye career. We'll be right back. The Hawkeyes lead a good Philippine team by 1. Now let's take a look at the Northwest Bank quick stats. As far as the field goal shooting in this game, Mac, the Hawkeyes more opportunities because of a lot of tip tries.
And Guy Rucker has been a lot of those tip opportunities, just have not gone down. Field goals about even. And the Philippine team, I would honestly expect to see them really start to warm up a little bit more and feeling more comfortable against Iowa's defense. You may see Iowa go to a little zone, little change up, see what happens. Again, 3 freshmen on the front line. Luersman, the point guard, McCausland at the off guard.
Ramos, Henderson, and Range are the 3 freshmen up front for Iowa.
There's your zone. See if the Philippines attack this with patience. Expect them to get a wide open three.
Limpot on the shot, over the zone for three.
Again, understand the Philippine team will shoot it a foot deeper.
Juez Henderson between the circles for the Iowa Hawkeyes. A lot expected of this young guy who goes baseline and does not get the bank. And a push spotted against Iowa will give the Philippine national team the basketball. They've got it. They've got the lead of 2. With a foul, Ramos.
Breakdown drive by Henderson. Joey Range is probably the strongest breakdown player in terms of just pure strength getting to the basket. And when you take an opportunity to look at Range and Rod Thompson, who played on the same team at Galesburg, the size bodies they have.
Range with the tip, McCausland with the save. And it will be given to the Philippines, negating some terrific hustle by the Hawkeyes.
Range and McCausland on that. And you see Range jumping, tip. Then McCausland comes for it, moves it ahead. Range with a chance. It looked like it went off maybe a Philippine shoe.
That's the 7-footer, number 11 is Feihl. And the shot long range won't go by Limpot.
That was a knuckleball. The windmill caught
You
it.
said that right. And so Iowa down by 2 with the ball at the midway mark in the first half, the 10-minute mark.
That was so bad, 2 7-footers couldn't even touch it.
Range in deep, and he draws the foul. A lot of quickness, a lot of athletic ability in that guy, Joey Range, first-team All-Stater in Illinois last year.
Lewisman gets the defender out of balance. When you get a defender out of balance, easy to take advantage of him. Got around, dish off to 34 Range. And now the foul opportunity. And we said Range probably is the best and strongest driver to the basket.
Led his team and his conference in scoring last season in his senior year of high school at 24 points a game. And the opportunity to talk to him earlier today, he says that he's really beginning to feel comfortable. It took a while, but he's beginning to feel comfortable with the Iowa system. Caidic bottled up by Ramos.
Good job by Ramos to come out on a perimeter player. And Luersman all the way. Good choice, a look-off to Range. Range kept running, filling the lane, making the defender take somebody. And Louis, easy layup.
Good job of decision-making there by Luersman.
I'm really impressed with Ramos's ability just as an athlete. I think he's got more coordination and athletic ability than either A.C. Earl or Les Jepson when they first came in.
You know, I had the very same thought. When you see him walk across the court, you're not necessarily impressed. But he has put it together.
Here he comes out, defending a man, 12 feet away from the basket. Luersman with a reach around, and that's the quickness of using 3 guards. And Louis just goes straight line to the basket, while Range makes the defender make a choice.
Luersman now out. Dean Oliver has taken his place. That's the 4th turnover against the Philippines. The Hawkeyes also with 4. Again, you're watching a basketball team with 6 freshmen and only 2 weeks of practice. Good look to Oliver. Oh, what a decision.
Antonio told us today when we said, what's the best part of your game? He thought blocking shots, and he said passing. I'm a pretty good passer.
And he is right about that. Range and McCausland. Now here's Oliver trying to finish. A nice dish to Range.
And the strength of Oliver and the hustle and the unselfish play of this group is outstanding. We saw it in England. We're seeing more of it now.
And a 20-second timeout to be used by Tim Cohn off the Philippine national team bench. What a decision there by the freshman to the sophomore, Ramos to Oliver.
And the Hawkeyes have scored on 4 of their last possessions. Nice tip. Oliver being able to use his left hand. Ramos looking down at the world at 7-2.
And you see Dean Oliver, boy, Tom Davis really high on his play overseas this summer when the Hawkeyes played 6 in England. The Hawkeyes, as we mentioned, playing this Sunday. They will be in action next Sunday, one more exhibition game. Then the following Sunday over at the Mark in Moline, it's Western Illinois to start the regular season.
And that'll be a great opportunity for the people in the Quad Cities and Also Western Illinois, to be able to see the Hawkeyes at the mark. Great game last time over there a couple years ago, Western Illinois and Iowa.
By the way, tickets are on sale at the mark and through the Ticketmasters in the eastern part of Iowa.
Yeah, not through the ticket office, from what I understand. So it's through Ticketmaster.
It's a 5-point lead for Iowa as the Philippines possess the ball following their 22nd timeout. And saving it is Racela. Espino on the jump shot. And the ball is out of bounds, and it will belong to Iowa.
I'm really surprised the Filipino team have not shot the ball better than they have so far. They've left it short, they've put it long, and not in the basket.
Meneses, one of the starters, back into the lineup for the Philippines. He wears number 10. Tom Davis, a lot of different combinations to work with this year. We're already seeing a lot of them. You look at the shooting in the ball game. Iowa doing a good job on the offensive glass. Another second opportunity. Iowa not shooting the ball well, Mac, but not due to a lack of chances.
No, they've done a great job of being aggressive and rebounding. That's what this team will have, is depth. They're going to be 9, 10 people deep. No superstar. Certainly not at this point, but very, very high caliber players that play their roles. If they can do that throughout the year, it'll be like a Michigan State of last year. Role players understanding how they should play, and they know their leader. Michigan State is Mateen Cleaves. Here at Iowa, it's Dean Oliver.
Got to be. Into the big guy, Feihl, who hits the turnaround. Feihl, a 7'1", 285-pounder. One of the biggest men in the Philippine Basketball Association.
Probably one of the biggest people in the Philippines.
He probably is. Good answer by Rucker.
And it looked like Guy hit his thumb again. He was grabbing it, going down court. As we said, the Hawkeyes are really banged up. J.R. Koch with a bad ankle. Still not expected to play for at least mid next week. Galloway with a bad back. Rucker with the thumb. So difficult situation injury-wise.
But the Hawkeyes have been working hard. You're watching Big Ten basketball from ESPN.
He can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass, and he's low to the ground. That time, passing opportunity, and Guy Rucker coming across, right on the block, gets the score.
Philippines scored the first 7 since then. Iowa's outscored them 23-11, and it is banged in from the perimeter by Olsen Racela. Racela with his first 2 in the game. Now range on the J. Good rebound by his high school teammate Rod Thompson. And it's Iowa ball.
And you saw Rod Thompson, they list him 6'6". I'll tell you, he has to have some elevators in those shoes to get 6'6". He's more like 6'5", 6'4 and a half. Barkley-type body, great strength inside.
You just tell by that build that he can mix it up inside. Rucker has it stripped, Range recovers.
And Range for the scoring opportunity, but shows again how unselfish he is, trying to dish it off to Thompson.
Racela on the dribble for the Philippine national team. This is Meneses. And the steal by Range. Oh, very nice move by Joey Range. Made it look easy, didn't he, Matt?
And Hawkeyes filling the lane again, making the defensive player make some decisions. And the defensive player was undecided. As a defensive player, when something occurs like that, you have an odd man situation, you've got to decide to take away something.
Another steal by Iowa. The Hawkeyes have really forced the Philippines into turnovers. Lursman with yet another steal. Thompson runs out of real estate, double dribbles, and the ball goes back into the Philippines. Well, Joey Range has made some good moves at both ends of the floor. This was a great defensive effort by Range.
He was deep in the corner, hidden behind 2 other players. Just takes it, his strength, elevation, and a nice touch and roll.
Suddenly, the Hawkeyes seem to be swiping on virtually every Philippine possession, and they have outstolen the Philippine national team 4-1. But a lot of them have come in a flurry in the last couple of minutes of playing time.
Iowa comes with a little pressure, just man-to-man. They want to turn the point guard, not let him see the court. Oliver accomplishes that. Now again, the man-to-man, you want to take away the lane, nothing easy in there, and flash at shooters. See the help position Oliver's going to give. Inside, Jakes gives help.
Jakes was right there, but the ball is put in after the miss by Duremdes. Good second effort by the Philippines. Seigle, Andy Seigle on the basket. Range starts to make a move, and he travels with it.
The ball goes to the corner. He can't go to his right because there's a lot of help there. He tries to go baseline. Minute he goes baseline, Jakes comes over, surrounded. Missed shot. That's what you want. Now you got to get the board. That time, tip him.
Nobody got in front of Seigle, so he had a good position to tip it back for the Philippines. The pull-up is short by Meneses, and underneath there's contact and a foul called against the Philippine Nationals. With a foul, Andy Seigle. You're joined this way, J.R. Koch not playing today because of a sprained ankle. Also, Marcelo Gomez, who would have dressed for this game and has shown some nice improvement over the summer, also sidelined with an ankle injury.
And of course, another player not playing here, eligible maybe at semester, all Hawkeye fans hope, is Sam Oakey. And Sam's been bothered a little bit by a turf toe type injury.
And yet has shown some flashes of real brilliance in preseason practice.
Oh, he was a difference maker in the black and gold shootout. I mean, a difference maker.
Well, Coslet on the miss, but gets his own rebound. Ken has always done a good job of following his own shots, and you know you're going to get a long rebound on a 3 miss.
That's what's good, and that's what I really like about the three-guard offense. Illinois used it last year to great success, time for the championship. You don't have to have big players or great inside players. Ramos going to try and finish.
And Ramos is going to be fouled by Aquino, and playing Ramos, Aquino, who is 25 years old, fifth-year professional, has picked up 3 fouls, so Ramos has really bothered him.
Again, Galloway outside, looking in. Ramos trying to turn in there. Little strength would help finish that play. Shot it right-handed. If he'd had a left hand, might be able to get the ball off. And Ramos, interestingly enough, coached by Dave Thorson and Brad Casey. Brad Casey from Iowa City, and Dave Thorson used to coach at the University of Minnesota.
You know that tattoo? That's an interesting thing. That's called a goblin on this day after Halloween. We should point that out. A goblin is kind of a mythical character in Spain, in the Basque area, kind of a Robin Hood type character. And Antonio says he's long been captivated by that image.
Well, I've enjoyed the Halloween, no question. I got
sure
my little
did.
basket filled last night there.
And the Hawkeyes are enjoying the first half performance in this one. After down early 7-0, down now lead it by 5. Freshmen today, and they lead 27-22 with the help of a lot of the freshman performers. Antonio Ramos had really more trouble getting in the gym than he's had here in the game.
Tom gave a little discussion to his team about getting to the gym early, relax, be prepared, don't come late scrambling. Antonio came in his usual way. Well, the doors were locked. This is the first game day, so his usual entrance, he had to walk all the way around the arena and got here just like 90 seconds before practice was to start. Of course, Tom Davis has a rule. If you're not on time, you don't start if you're a starter. If you're in the top 8, you drop out of the top 8. And if you're in the lower 3 or 4 players, you don't dress. So Antonio was close to not getting his first start.
Good object lesson for Ramos and the rest of the freshmen on the Hawkeye squad. Out of the corner, the shot banged home, a 3-pointer by Olsen Racela.
That's more what I expected to see out of the Philippine team, was drive and kick, and they have not done that much. It's been more just get the ball, turn and shoot. And Guy getting that ball low, he cannot do that. That's what he can do.
Yes, he can, as he pops it in over the outstretched arm of Andy Seigle, and for Guy Rucker, his second bucket.
That's our guy. That's the Rucker we saw 2 years ago.
And the Philippines will use another 22nd timeout. But this is what you expect to see from a national team like the Philippines.
The man floated to the corner away from the offense, and that's what you like to do. Go the opposite way to make the defense turn or not be able to see what's going on. Here, look at returning starters. Illinois, none. They lost all of them. Indiana has 4 returning, and you look down there. Michigan State won the title. They have 5. You go to Penn State, also with 4 returning, and Purdue, another team I like, they have 3 returning, and they are all juniors.
And so it's going to be an interesting scramble in the Big Ten this year. Tom Davis really had the thought that it's Michigan State and then everybody else, and who knows where everybody's going to finish. Look at a team like Michigan. Some magazines have them last in the league. Some have them in the upper division. It's going to be that kind of a year.
Iowa's pretty well picked from maybe 5th to 10th. And again, it's because nobody can figure out what that middle group is going to do. And you look back through the last 6 years, the media have not been able to pick the champion in any of those 6 years. But Michigan State this year, certainly an odds-on favorite. But one injury, especially to a young man named Cleves, would hurt their chances.
A lot of people saying Cleves might be the national player of the year this year.
Well, and he's had some injuries. During the summer, he was not able to play on the World Cup team because of an injury. And then he separated, had a mild separation of the shoulder.
Hawkeyes with all veterans on the floor with the exception of Duez Henderson, who drives and misses. And the rebound is saved by Patrimonio for the Philippine national team. But it's taken back by Oliver. Hawkeyes 4 against 1. And an offensive foul call on Henderson.
Not a good choice when it's 4-on-1. Henderson this time trying to take it as Oliver makes the ball handler turn. As he turns, puts his hand behind him, steals the ball, heads to the other end. Henderson, opportunities to give it up, tries to score himself. This is the time to be patient, and that's hard to do. Uncertainty sometimes creates turnovers.
It is the learning and teaching time of the year. It goes on all year, but it really happens in November in these exhibition games. Carriazo into the lineup, number 12 for the Philippines. Handle the ball there momentarily. This is Meneses. The pull-up by Meneses rings long and into the hands of Range, who has his first rebound. Good look for Rucker. And Guy Rucker with 3 baskets in the first half for the Hawkeyes.
And that's really a double assist. Dean Oliver got it to the open wing that had the angle. Luersman got it inside. Steal here by Oliver, and a miss.
A little too tall for Range. Here comes Seigle trying to finish. Now he will pull it back out to Meneses. Range nearly another steal.
Iowa's hands extremely quick at this point.
Well, we talked earlier about Guy Rucker and his ability to, even with the bad thumb, to catch the ball. Good catch there on the pass from Luersman to put it down.
And got bumped on the hip while making that turn and still finished. And it looked like that thumb is bothering. Maybe got it bumped again.
A grimace on Guy Rucker's face as he goes to the Iowa bench with 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the first half. You see the taped right thumb as he flexes his hand. Mac, I'd say for 20 minutes, the Hawkeyes have played with a good amount of poise for such a young basketball team.
They really have. And it's come from the veteran perimeter players, Oliver, McCausland, and Luersman, controlling the tempo and the ball. And again, the patience to get the ball inside.
Seigle can't hang on, and the basketball goes back to Iowa. Hawkeyes with their biggest lead, up by 8 as we are in the final minute of the first half with 49 seconds to play. Dean Oliver with a 6-point first half after that last bucket. And he is fouled. On the foul is Abarrientos. You talked about him prior to the ballgame, Mac, and he's the guy that the Charlotte Hornets were so interested in. He's been in early foul trouble. We've seen very little chance to see him play. Dean Oliver to the line.
It was a good job there of being 2 for 1. In other words, with the shot clock and a game clock of 49 seconds, take a quick shot. That way you get the 1, and this time it was a free throw opportunity. You'll get it back one more time.
Iowa's leading scorer so far, Joey Range, the freshman from Galesburg, Illinois, with 7. And the Hawkeyes grow to a double-figure lead of 10, their biggest lead of this first half. Too hard for Duremdes, and once again it's one and done for the Philippines as Iowa has a lock on the boards. Now Tom Davis wants to do a little teaching here, using a 20-second timeout with 31 seconds to go in the half to talk about what kind of strategy might be employed in a time when this basket would be pretty important.
And then not only that, with the 31 seconds left, you know the Philippine team is getting the ball back, so you got to decide what defense you want to be in, and you might do a change-up. You might go back to his zone rather than man-to-man.
Well, certainly Tom Davis, we mentioned all the young talent that he has, so you might wonder, compared to a more veteran team, where is he as far as how he expects this ball club to be?
Well, he said after the black and gold shootout, he was very surprised that they are beyond where he thought they would be at that time. So the thing that makes it easy is they're so coachable as a group. They'll come early, stay late, and the veterans are teaching the young players as they sit out, like J.R. Koch injured. You ask every front liner, J.R. Koch is helping him come along. He wants this team to be solid when he gets back in there to play.
In the final half minute of the first half, Philippine National scored the first 7, but since then the Hawkeyes have been in control. Iowa finishing the half with a flurry and an 8-point run, maybe more. Shot clock, no factor. You look at the game clock. Luersman. A scrap for the rebound. Range comes up with it at the horn and scores it.
And they're going to count it, I believe.
And they do. So Joey Range debuts impressively with a 9-point first half in his first appearance at Carver Hawkeye Arena against opposition.
Watch the red light behind the basket. It's on the bracket base. See if it's on. It is on.
And on that note, we will go to break. It's a 12-point lead for the Hawkeyes at the halftime of this exhibition opener. You're watching Big Ten basketball from ESPN+. Hawkeyes back to their starters, which includes the 3 guards, Oliver, Luersman, and McCausland, and up front the new guys, Ramos and Henderson.
You look at statistically also, the starters get 5 rebounds, the bench gets 17 rebounds. But of course, you're getting some experienced big people in there with Guy Rucker coming in, and then the young people, Jacob Jacks, Joey Range, and Rod Thompson.
Philippine national team also back to their starters, and that's Johnny Abarrientos with the ball, the outstanding point guard, really limited in playing time in the first half because of foul problems, but he quickly creates a bucket to start the second half. McCausland, open, fires it home.
A little pass fake, nice job freezing the defender. Caught it, he was really open as the man was flashing at him, but he froze him with a little pass fake to really nobody.
Henderson almost knocked it down. Here's Aquino taking it to the hole.
And again, unselfish play. I'm just loving it, Larry, right now. This team has given up the ball the first half, and right away here in the second half, Oliver finding Luersman open, and then pass on the ball reversal to Kent.
Well, you underline chemistry prior to the ballgame, Mac. We are seeing it so far.
And that's one of those things that never shows up on statistics, but it shows up on how well people really like each other.
McCausland bangs it home. That time he was on the line. That's only a 2, but he'll take it. He's got 8, and the Hawkeyes extend the lead to 13.
And obviously that's a thing. Kent McCausland's reputation is a standstill shooter. You want to take it off the dribble. You want to create some problems for the other team. Plus, be looking to get a foul.
That time McCausland with a rebound. Well, of course, he led the country in 3-point percentage 2 years ago, was 16th in the country and 2nd in the conference last year. There's Ramos in deep with a sweeping left-hander.
He did that in the black and gold shootout. Everybody said it had to be a mistake. He shoots that from the hip on the way up, and it's got great touch with it. I just love the kid.
An impressive half start for Iowa. Abarrientos to Meneses.
Some people may not like the way it looks, but I think it's called results.
Yeah, and they were very effective. Aquino fouled on the way in. We got to get one more look at the shot of Antonio Ramos, the 7'2" freshman from Spain.
Fake pass by Henderson, and then he bounce passes it in, and just a little scoop shot. He starts shooting that literally from his hip. Very difficult to block, and that is the use of the left hand.
Henderson with a foul, and so the Philippine national team has their first free throw chance of the day. Marlou Aquino goes to the line.
One thing about Ramos, you got to remember his team won the state championship in Minnesota. They played Joel Crisbella, the highly, highly talented 7-footer that went to Minnesota. And it was Ramos' team that won that. Crisbella, maybe the best postman coming out of high school last year. Ramos, though, very effective.
Ramos had a De La Salle High in Minneapolis. He played his last 2 years there after arriving in his junior year as a foreign exchange student. Oliver, coast to coast. Beauty.
Slippery as oil right there. Threw everybody in the lane.
And the Hawkeyes build the lead to 16, and Dean Oliver in double figures with 10.
See, these perimeter players have experience. Luersman, Oliver, McCausland, they do a good job of retreating, yet keeping pressure on the ball.
Chasing the rebound down, Patrimonio. Abarrientos tries to take it in deep, or correct that. That was Patrimonio going in deep. And he is fouled as he does. On the foul, Ramos, and that will be his second.
Inside, an elbow, little movement into the ribs of Kent McCausland. Goes up, now an opportunity to go the line. And the post play, you want to be as low as you can. In this game, Larry, it's almost impossible to get too low. I don't care if you're a post player, if you're a wing player, or if you're out on the perimeter ready to drive. Staying low is critical, and defense, it's an answer to everything.
Front line change now for the Hawkeyes. Number 13 Rucker, number 14 Jakes, and number 34 Range in for Iowa. The free throw put in by Patrimonio.
Oliver's starting to feel it a little bit. This is where he's got to be sure he remains patient and doesn't get carried away with the success he had the last couple possessions.
McCausland has it blocked by Duremdes. Rucker. And the rebound by Range.
Good job to set up the team, make sure everybody's in position. You got balance. Try to get the ball inside to the big guy.
Rucker off the side of the glass. Abarrientos with the rebound. Jacob Jakes has the rebound for Iowa. He's got 5 rebounds back in his first appearance before opposition to Carver Hawkeye Arena. Alford draws the foul on Patrimonio. That'll be his first.
And the Hawkeyes really trying to look to control the game with pace. And you see Oliver looking all the way, head up, crossover dribble, crossover again, and then look away and still take it to the rack strong to get 2 shots.
11 now for Oliver to lead the Hawkeyes in scoring. Of course, last year Dean averaged 9 points a game. He averaged 26 on that tour of England. I know you were there to see him play.
And I'll tell you, he was strong with the basketball over there. Very quick. And again, like I say, the only thing I still see in his game is the drive and making a choice of when to pass and when to drive. Needs to look for the kick a little bit more because, again, he's got excellent perimeter shooters in Galloway, McCausland, and Luersman.
Patrimonio on the turnaround. The Iowa lead 14 at 47-33. Range misses on the spin back. Jacob Jakes is there to put it back through. But he loves the physical game, he was telling us earlier today, Mac. He's very comfortable inside.
Yeah. In fact, it's better than loves. I mean, he prefers the physical game. He says, I got to watch myself in practice so I don't get my teammates mad at me. Because he loves to really come at you with elbows, pushing, shoving, grabbing. But when he steps across the line and starts playing the opponent, he really doesn't care about them at all.
Patrimonio with a big bucket for the Philippines as he worked his way inside. Back in a moment, you're watching Big Ten basketball for the ESPN+. It's Iowa 49, the Philippine national team 33. And Mac, we've talked about the newcomers and their impact, and certainly they come from very successful programs.
And that's part of why Coach Davis is happy with this group. You look at Antonio Ramos, a state champion, Duez Henderson, a state champion, Range and Thompson, runner-up in Illinois, and Jacob Jackson and JP Jason Price, 29-5 at Marshalltown Junior College.
So these guys come from winning programs with great expectations as they enter their college careers.
Now Iowa looking at the zone. And this is a tough slide for freshmen and the junior college players to learn. It's very difficult how you have to see where the ball is and be able to slide to the open man. And there's certain team rules you've got to know, and it's difficult for a while to pick it up. And right there, though, 3-second call.
Saw Tim Cohn on the bench for the Philippines. He's a native of this country, went to school here, but has been in the Philippines for the better part of his life. And it's really a prestigious thing for him to be able to coach this national team from the Philippines. Their country very excited about basketball.
What's their national game?
This is right, absolutely. Not soccer, not baseball, not football, but basketball is the national game. Rucker on the turnaround with a miss. Range with a rebound. And it is out of bounds off the Hawkeyes. We mentioned earlier, this is a collection of pros from the Philippines. And these guys well-paid professionals. That's all they do. They're pro basketball players.
Guy Rucker gets low right on the block area where he wants it. Little fake turnaround. Man doesn't have any pressure on him. Able to get the shot off. Like I say, got to get him down.
So the Hawkeyes against a veteran unit of guys who played a lot of basketball and are fitting themselves quite well. Duremdes on the miss. He was hot in the first half for the Philippines. Rucker scores, count it. And he will go to the free throw line. 8 points for Guy Rucker.
Again, you'll hear me use the term a double assist. And it was Oliver giving up the Luresman. And then, as you'll see, Oliver drive it through people. The little give to Luresman. Luresman bounces along the baseline, knowing Guy Rucker is to go to the block to receive it. And Guy praying now to make the free throw.
Guy Rucker, as a freshman, averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds, dipped to 7 points and 3 rebounds last season. By his own admission, came in out of shape, overweight. But he's really worked hard during the offseason, Mac, and ready to make a bigger contribution in his junior year.
People here at Carver Hawkeye Arena said, when you come into the gym, don't be surprised if you see Guy Rucker running the steps at all hours, and he has worked hard to get himself back in shape.
Well, today should be a confidence builder for him as he hits his 9th point of this game, and Iowa has their biggest lead of 19 points.
And this is a surprise to me, Larry. I did not think it would be this kind of point spread. You can tell the Philippine team is well coached. They just have not hit shots. And now, as I say it,
Allan Caidic does. He's a real veteran, a 35-year-old, the oldest player on the Philippine national team. 35, Mac, he's almost older than you.
Almost.
Almost.
Or twice. I don't know.
Jason Bauer has checked into the Iowa lineup, wearing number 3.
It depends if I have a beard or not.
See, the TV audience didn't get to experience the gray beard of Mac McCausland, did they?
No, when I went to England, I forgot to take the converter to make it my shaver into 110 from 220, and I wasn't going to spend the money for a second converter, so it became kind of the Grizzly Adams look.
I think the consensus is you're better clean shaven.
Thank you very much.
Patrimonio tries to get around Bauer. Bauer called for the foul, and that will be his first. The Hawkeyes have committed only 6 fouls in the entire game.
A lot of that is the man-to-man defense. Like I say, Iowa's really done a good job of switching, really being in position, working hard. And they've got balance, again, where they can get a lot of different players in there fresh to play man-to-man.
Duremdes pulls up to take the 3.
Nice movement by the Philippine team. And again, wide open player on the baseline, Eddie Bauer.
And with the foul is Allan Caidic. That will be his first foul. And in the half, the Philippine national team called for their 3rd. The Hawkeyes also have 3.
Getting the ball down quickly, Luresman to Bauer on the right wing. Jason going in. Lost the neck.
Oliver gets the pick from Bauer, goes in deep, and is fouled on the way through.
Oh, no, they're going to call him for a charge?
Yes, they are. Offensive foul, Dean Oliver.
Well, sometimes things are shown at a different angle, and officials see different things.
And Dean drawing his first foul. 4th against the Hawks in the half. And after trailing by 19, the Philippine national team now back to within 13 at the 13-minute mark.
Bauer got sealed that time, and opportunity to score.
Patrimonio now 5 points in the second half, and the Philippine Nationals back within 11.
Well, I said I was surprised when it was up to that near 20-point lead. And now, game is getting closer as the Philippines have scored their last 4 possessions in a row.
Not only is this a good Philippine team, they are really taking this one serious. They've compiled this team getting ready for the Asian Games, which should be held in Bangkok in December, and that is something that the entire country gets very much involved in. So they really want to make a good showing on this 8-game U.S. tour.
Hawkeye's good movement at the offensive end.
Good look inside to range. He tries to tip in his own shot. And the Philippines have a chance to cut the margin to single digits. Caidic, now Abarrientos with the ball. Really an outstanding point guard. Caidic over Oliver. Bullseye and count it, and he is fouled.
And they're cutting deeper into the Iowa lead right now. Kent McCausland calling people together out there. And Guy Rucker talking a little bit about settling down, making sure we're patient at both ends. Oliver flashes across. Say he caught the wrist.
His second foul, and so 35-year-old Allan Caidic, a 12th-year pro in the Philippine Basketball Association, has made an impact now in the last couple of minutes. He's got 5, and the margin is down to 8. It was 19 a moment ago.
The Guy Rucker was wide open. And that's going to go down. And Kent McCausland missed him. Goes out and apologizes, saying, next time, big guy.
Rucker now with 11 points.
Wide open. See how wide open? I mean, nobody's there. He had time to take telephone numbers, addresses, write his pen pals.
And Guy Rucker, an encouraging exhibition performance against the Philippines.
I think if he would have made 2 or 3 of those early shots, been a superb numbers game for Guy Rucker, but his movement, I mean, he is excited about playing the game again.
Abarrientos is banged by range, and range with his first foul. Next Sunday, we'll do it one more time, one more exhibition game, that against Marathon Oil. Same tip-off as this one, 3:05, and then it's into action following that in the conferences, rather in the non-conference season. The Hawkeyes have the lead of 11, and we'll be right back. Carver Hawkeye Arena, the scene of the Iowa exhibition opener against the Philippine national team. And Iowa with the lead of 55-44. Tom Davis trying to blend 6 new players in with his established group, trying to make up for the graduation or loss of his top 2 scorers, Davis and Bowen. Also, Daryl Moore has moved on, and so the Hawkeyes in a rebuilding phase early, and so far so good. Philippine national team, after drawing a 19-point deficit, started to make a charge. Patrimonio works his way in deep against the double team, and he is fouled. Alvin Patrimonio, the 6'3", 6'5" guard, has really started to make a difference for the Philippine Nationals.
Done a nice job of being patient at his end of the court. Here he knows he has a man that he can beat, being quicker, pump fake, as both Jakes and Rucker flying by, and it looked like a whiff.
Jakes on the foul, his first, and Patrimonio hits the free throw. He's got 6.5 and now 8 in the game.
Jakes out, Thompson in. And the Philippine national team making their last 6 field goal attempts.
They've kept this one interesting, as once again they are back to within 9. The Hawkeyes fast breaking. Range on the follow, doesn't get the roll, but Oliver gets it, and the Hawkeyes will reset the offense. Range and Thompson together on the floor as they were at Galesburg, Illinois High School, where they were the state runners-up last year. Foul called against the Philippines away from the play. Foul called on Kenneth Duremdes, and that will be his first.
Looked like holding away from the basketball, preventing Iowa's cuts.
That's the 6th foul against the Philippines. The Hawkeyes have been assessed 7, so both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. Rucker, good job kicking it back to Dean Oliver.
And the home run.
Feihl tries to throw it the length of the floor, but he throws it too far. Looking for Duremdes, and the Hawkeyes will have it. Into the lineup for Iowa, Duez Henderson. He got the starting call today. He's out of Detroit, River Rouge High School, where he led that team to a Class B state championship last year.
And his point guard from last year, who's a senior this year, is already committed to Ohio State, Brent Darby, so very talented team.
Rucker on the follow. Rucker once again for the putback. Guy Rucker kept after it.
And that's what Iowa's been known for a number of years. Strong offensive rebounding team because they're in position and they're very aggressive.
The Hawkeyes go back up by 11. There's 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half.
A lot of screen and rolls, picks being set.
The pull-up is short by Caidic, and the rebound is taken down by Rucker. That is 6 rebounds for Rucker to go along with his 14 points. Luersman buries it.
Good job again by Oliver and Luersman. Just having a good feel for each other, knowing where they are. Where again, the freshmen, they get a little tired, and all the freshmen talked to us today about the intensity level of every play in practice. And of course, in the game, it's obviously going to be intense. Sometimes in high school, you say, you can loaf for a couple plays, catch your breath. Not here.
Jojo Lastimosa puts it down, his first bucket for the Philippine national squad. And again, it's an 11-point game. Rucker. Patrimonio wraps it up for the Philippines. Still lots of time left in this one, and again, this is a talented Philippine team. Team made up entirely of professional players. Now steal almost by range.
And nobody at that point steps in the lane to really prevent straight line penetration to the goal. Part of it may be because of being a little tired. And Rucker, that time, getting the ball in. And the thing I like about Guy is his confidence to keep coming back to his shot. He has not been tentative about looking for his shot in this game.
E.J. Feihl, the 7'1" player for the Philippine national squad, picks up the foul, sending Rucker to the line. The guy's not very often going to turn around and see a guy 7'1", 285 pounds in front of him.
Nope. And Guy Rucker, 14 shots. And you can see again, Tom Davis talking this time to the junior Luersman. And 3 Hawkeyes come in, or actually 2 will be coming in right now, Carsland and Jakes, while Rod Thompson will come in if Rucker makes the shot.
Guy Rucker now with 15 points. That would be a better performance than he had all of last year. His season high last year, 14 a couple of times against Rice and Northwestern. So an encouraging day for Guy Rucker.
And the Hawkeyes, more importantly.
And the Iowa lead grows to 11 with 8:44 remaining.
Jacob Jacks is on the ball, out of bounds, putting some pressure, seeing if they can get a double team to get a steal.
Abarrientos has come in to run the point for the Philippines. His action today really been blunted by early foul problems. It is Abarrientos with the ball there. The penetration by Patrimonio.
A post up that time on Kent McCausland, and good patience to get the open scoring opportunity.
Thompson, good look for McCausland. McCausland will bring it back. Luersman with an open look.
Rod Thompson handling and then mishandling the basketball. Again, part of it nerves and just an opportunity. When you play hard, sometimes you got to squeeze that orange just a little bit more.
Probably people want to do things just a little too quickly at this stage. Foul call on the Philippines, and the ball goes back to the Hawkeyes as you see the Philippines coach Tim Cohn in front of his bench.
And Oliver, opportunity to go to the line. McCausland defending his man one-on-one and doing a good job of isolation, the Philippine team, and no double team help.
So Dean Oliver to the line. He just got better as the season progressed last year, committed just 9 turnovers in his last 6 games, and helping the Hawkeyes to a 20-11 season.
in talking with him today was interesting. Now he did get better. What he felt better this year is the system. I said, how are the freshman and junior college players doing? And he kind of said, well, they're struggling, you know, a little bit. They don't know everything. He says, kind of like me last year.
Tell you what, they would all settle for the same kind of progress that he made.
Well, he said now he can see how far he had come and how little he really knew, even in December and January. He just did not really feel comfortable till really the trip in England to know what's going on rather than think what's going on. And you've got to react to this game. You start thinking on the court, you've got some problems.
Lane violation gives Oliver a second chance, which he cashes in, and the Hawkeyes lead at 63-52. Iowa by 11 with 7:46 to play. You're watching Big Ten basketball from ESPN+. Tom Davis wanted a good test from his foreign competition. He is getting one today from the Philippine Nationals. The Hawkeyes playing a very talented basketball team and leading by 11 points at 63-52 with 7:46 to play. Now let's take a look at our Northwest Bank quick stats. We take a look at field goal shooting by half, and for the Philippines it has really improved.
Well, the Hawkeyes at 35%, Philippines 63%. It's an interesting difference of how many shots were taken. Iowa, a lot of offensive putbacks, aggressiveness underneath, primarily led by Guy Rucker.
Taking the inbound speed is Jun Limpot. He travels with it, and the ball goes back to Iowa.
Good pressure that time. Having a sidearm on the man, making him move to get the ball as he did, he traveled.
Jakes, Rucker, Oliver, McCausland, and Range on the floor for the Hawkeyes. That is Jakes. You're going to hear a lot about him as he continues his development.
Jake, that was just a total, I'm going to throw it to the man inside. He pre-thought, like we said, you have to react, you can't think. Jacob Jacks that time went ahead. He said, I'm going to get it inside the range. And it was telegraphed to everybody. That's a good double team coming over to the man that time.
The pull-up by Abarrientos. And trying to keep it alive is Seigle, but he does not, and the Hawkeyes' Joey Range comes up with it. Range off the pick of McCausland. Lastimosa with the rebound for the Philippines. There'll be a Drake tomorrow night as part of an 8-game trip for the Philippine national team. Chip ball called.
And Kurt Kanaski hoping he's got things going for Drake now. Definitely an influx of better athletes for him.
Tom Davis will use the timeout with 6:46 left to play in regulation. The Iowa Hawkeyes with an 11-point lead, 63-52 in this exhibition opener. We'll return to Carver Hawkeye Arena right after we pause for these messages. 12, they now lead by 11 at 63-52. There's only one significant rule change in college basketball this year, Mac, but it is one that the coaches had really been calling for several years.
Well, I think it's the right change. It used to be when the held ball was taken care of with a 5-second count and the offensive possession, the possession was towards the offensive end. They still got it back. Now a held ball goes to the defensive team and there is no change of possession arrow.
So in other words, more of a reward for the defense. Oliver maintains the dribble.
Looks like a little bit of a wrestling takedown from behind.
Actually, really, the possession arrow will almost only be used when it's maybe simultaneously knocked out of bounds now, right?
Yeah. So now you're rewarded for having a good defensive effort by a team. If you're able to get that 5-second held ball, you will get possession of the ball, and the possession arrow again will stay the same.
Jun Limpot on the foul, and this will send Jacob Jakes to the line with Iowa leading by 11. Jakes this afternoon, a basket in each half, a 3 in the first half, a 2 in this half, and so a total of 5. Played a little bit with a bad back in the preseason practices, Mac, but has looked pretty well, pretty mobile today. Limpot now out of the lineup, having committed the foul, and in to take his place is Dennis Espino. Jakes out of Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, where he played for a former Hawkeye, and Rick Williams. Started his career at the University of South Dakota, and then on to Marshalltown Community College, where he was the JC All-American last year.
And Oliver trying to stick his hand in there and get another steal or deflection. That's That's his third.
His third foul.
But you don't want to let the Philippine team go to the line and be able to get some opportunities to score with the shot, or sorry, with the clock stop. And Oliver comes out, give him a little rest, and save the opportunity for that fourth foul. You don't want that happening.
Change of the point guard for Iowa. We've seen everybody as far as the newcomers except for Jason Price. He's also a point guard. It's going to be tough for him to see a lot of playing time early when you got to have Oliver on the floor so much and you want to get Luersman experience at that position.
Well, the toughest position to play for Tom Davis because it requires so many judgment calls in the half-court offense and also pushing on the break is that point guard position. Luersman, a junior, really is just starting to feel comfortable with it. And Oliver, again, we've said, just comfortable also. And that's after playing a lot of it last year, as well as going ahead and playing the English tour.
At midcourt, it's picked up by Espino. He'll take it in deep. Jakes with the rebound, and the ball banged out of bounds. It belongs to the Hawkeyes. It was last touched by Andy Seigle. See Seigle getting up. He was recruited by Tim Floyd to play at the University of New Orleans. Well, Seigle went on to play at the University of New Orleans, but Tim Floyd went to Iowa State in the interim.
That happens sometimes. And Luersman getting bodied around. Kim McCausland gets it over the line. And the shot clock isn't even moving. It's at 34 seconds. And I would have to say a few more than just 1 second has been taken off.
Yeah, I have to say.
Now they reset it totally to 35. Home cooking?
Well, no, just an exhibition game. We all a little bit rusty, right?
That's right.
Except for you. You're always in mid-season form. Where did he get that ball?
I don't know. I think he took it away from Luersman.
I think he did. Luersman's on the deck, and Jake says, hey, I'll handle it. Hawks try to pad an 11-point lead.
Now you can see the patience getting into the offense. And Jacob Jakes with the three.
His second three in this game. Jakes has debuted with 10 points in this exhibition game.
He can cause some real mismatch problems at 6'8" and 240 to go out that far and have an excellent touch. And he has 7 rebounds to go with that outside touch.
Now, he was a big scorer last year at Marshalltown. Got 17 points a game, averaged 10 rebounds a game for a team that was 29-5. Abarrientos puts it down for the Philippine national team.
Good defensive rotation, though, to double team, and they get to the other side.
Range for three.
Range with 3. But I'll tell you what happened. Range made the 3 and then turned around and talked to the defender and wasn't in position when the press started. And all of a sudden, you could have an opportunity to put the press on, and Range was not there in position.
Jakes playing good fundamental defense, arms up, flagged it down. Luersman tries to finish. Rucker does finish. 18 for Rucker, and the Hawkeyes blow to a 73-56 lead. Hawkeyes on a 9-point run. And a timeout will be taken by Tim Cohn and the Philippine national team. The Hawkeyes around that 11-point lead, and all of a sudden they explode here in the last minute and a half.
And they do it with the pressure, the quickness, and a quick open look at the basket, getting the shots to go down.
And so the Iowa Hawkeyes with a big lead. Now you're watching Big Ten basketball from ESPN+. Been alongside, as he has been for the previous, 11 seasons as we start number 12 together.
I'll tell you, he's not rusty. He got out old NBA tapes, old Iowa tapes. He practices stats. He's in mid-season form.
Yes, he is. Two minutes ago, Iowa's lead was 11, but they went on a 9-point run and have now built the lead to 73-56 with just under 4 to play. Aquino underneath against Rucker. Rucker with a block. Aquino wants to try it again. Gets Rucker into the air and scores it.
And Rucker, good defensive move and position. 7 of 15 from the field. 7 rebounds. So he's had a good statistical day.
That he has. Range pulls up. Misses it.
He's on the line. You're on the line. White.
And the ball belongs to the Hawkeyes. The rebound grab, but standing on the line when he was, and so it's Iowa ball. Well, Tom Davis certainly was hoping that his team would get a good chance to see just how far they'd come. The Philippines have given him that opportunity. Okay, just one freshman on the floor right now. That's number 25, Rob Thompson. But Matt, if Beckman looked at this unit, Oliver drives and gets hammered.
Hesitation, hang, a little dip. And again, there are opportunities to kick the ball, but he went to the hole that time and drew the foul. You see him look right away, drive hard, draws the defender, and he got Kent on the wing. Good choice still, though, to go ahead and get the foul. But that's the one area, Dean with better peripheral vision, slowing the game down visually, will make himself one of the great guards in this league.
And the foul is on Marlou Aquino, and that is number 5. So he fouls out with a total of 7 points. Marlou Aquino. Didn't they have a president once in the Philippines, Corazon Aquino? Am I correct? Was she the one that replaced Mrs. Marcos, who had all the shoes?
She had the shoe contract.
You got it. You got it. Dean Oliver to the line for the Hawkeyes, who lead 73-58 with 3:15 remaining.
And they think American coaches have a big contract.
Well, some people knew it was 2, others didn't.
How many pairs did she have?
Oh, hundreds.
Hundreds.
One only, here it is. One.
It's like your T-shirt drawer.
Yeah, it is. Drawers, sorry. Dressers.
I think Mac has a T-shirt from every Division I school in the country and a few NBA teams as well.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for many of them.
Good for you.
The Scotch Irish came out of me a little bit. And going to the first row.
Meneses tries to drive, but he lost it. Well, this was not the first game of the college season. However, it is the second game of the college season. By just a couple of hours, the Hoosiers got the jump on the Hawkeyes today, and they won in a big way.
They took in Melbourne. I presume that's North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Or nowhere
right.
Melbourne.
By the way, Luke Record, 29 points in that game for Indiana. Team expected to do very well this year. They're saying over there that their chemistry, like the Hawkeyes, chemistry probably a lot better than it was a year ago.
Indiana has a lot of guards and perimeter players. This is the most I've seen an Indiana team have in years.
The ball knocked down and stolen by Duremdes. With the rebound, Thompson. The Hawkeyes come up the floor with 2:15 remaining for Thompson. 5 rebounds today. He has not scored.
Thompson's going to have to be a player that really is patient with himself. He has so much energy, and he just has a nose for the ball, but he has got to be patient. Oh, it's Oliver. That's an Oliver twist.
Yes, you said that right. 15 for Dean, and the Hawkeyes lead at 75-58. Next time the ball is dead, you're going to see 5 new Hawkeyes on the floor. Abarrientos pulls up and scores it. A 3 by Abarrientos, and that puts him in double figures with 12. We got to take a look at that last Dean Oliver basket. That was, as you say, a classic Oliver twist.
Gets baseline by everybody, shows the ball on the other side. That's a mini dream.
Oh, Dino. Oh, Dino. Number 15 points now for Oliver.
But again, what I've been impressed with is just his confidence in knowing the offense, running the team, choices he's made. And you can see his strength, being able to draw the contact and still get the ball off. And now, Rucker, McCausland, Thompson, Oliver come out. While Louis still at the line. P.J. Toronis is praying that Louis makes this so he can get in.
Jason Bauer, number 3, is on. Number 11, Jason Price, the junior college transfer from Marshalltown, where he played with Jacob Jakes. He's also in the lineup, as are some members of the great team. Number 35, B.J. Toronis from Gilbert, Iowa, checking in. Number 51, Mike Rebholz, and number 53, Jason Smith, also on the floor.
And Rebholz toured with a Big Ten team. Jason Bauer really played well first couple games in England, and then hurt his hand. Didn't play anymore on that trip. They were afraid of maybe being broken again. You remember?
That's how we started last year. Yeah, missed the first couple of games last year with a broken hand.
And Jason Smith was a great team member. Made that trip. Had a couple excellent games. One where he was second leading rebounder.
Rebholz in deep. We'll try it again. Mike Rebholz played 2 years ago. Didn't get to play last year, but he's really got some good basketball skills.
And JP, Jason Price, guarding the basketball, may be the quickest straight-ahead player on this team. I mean, he can buzz by Oliver.
Espino on the miss. Down to the final minute. We're going to have some time to visit with one of the Hawkeyes following this game, so be sure to stay with us at the end of the game. Jun Limpot comes back onto the floor for the Philippines with less than a minute to go. And the Hawkeyes, an impressive exhibition victory. They won by a lot wider margin last year against the Venezuela national team, Mac, but they played a much better team today.
Well, this is probably the best coach team we have seen come from a foreign country in several years. And you can see why they would be able to play as well as they do and win the Jones Cup over there. Like I said, I've just been surprised they haven't shot the ball better than they have. Defensively, they've done a good job. Iowa hasn't gotten easy baskets. They haven't gotten to the rack, except for Oliver with his quickness.
And Jason Price in the scoring column.
I tell you, he's quick.
He is quick. Well, next Sunday, Mac, we'll do it again. Marathon Oil comes to town. At least the last time we looked at a roster, Kenny Pratt, the former Cyclone, was on their roster.
Well, could be interesting. Pratt, of course, about 6'2", 6'3", was a post-up player for Tim Floyd. And, you know, that Marathon Oil team can change from time to time, but they usually have superb players that they're able to pick up and bring in. And they do give the collegiate teams good runs for the money. And last year, beat some very good teams.
Yes, they did. And, of course, 2 weeks from today, it's the season opener at the Mark in the Quad Cities against Western Illinois. And yes, you can still pick up tickets for that game if you live in Eastern Iowa, either by going to the Mark or calling the local Ticketmaster outlet in the eastern part of the state.
And I do love the Mark to play in. It can get loud. You get 8,000 to 9,000 people in there. It gets loud.
In and out for Coronas, and the ball game is over. And the Iowa Hawkeyes have put a 20-point victory on the board on this exhibition opener. Iowa trailed early 7-0, but then took command and really never gave it back. And Tom Davis, I'm sure, telling Tim Cohn, your team came in well coached today and provided the kind of test that I was looking for my young basketball team. The Hawkeyes won it by 20, 84-64. We've still got plenty more, Mac, to interview one of the key participants in this ball game. So stick around for that as we get the lowdown on the Hawkeyes who win today, 84-64. You're watching Big Ten